Hello and welcome back to another review of me, Kevin from Kevin Grant on Whisky. As you can see, we've had this bottle open there. I wanted to have it open, pour it in a glass, let it sit for 10-15 minutes and then get to it. The ABV is lower, it is a 43% whisky, so I don't think I need to give it as much time. I've not even nosed it yet, I've just had it there, done a couple of things and now I'm back. So we're going to get dug into this. This week it's the BenRiach 10-year-old, the original 10. With the original 10, it's a 3 cask matured. We've got bourbon, sherry and virgin oak. 43%. And then the big thing is natural cask impaired colour. So it doesn't say natural colour, non-chill filtered. I've went online. There's this whole thing about Brown Forman with Glendronach, with BenRiach, about taking non-chill filtered off of the bottles. The transparency's gone and they've put this wording in there to maybe make us believe, is it chill filtered, is it not chill filtered? We really don't know. Is it natural colour, is it not? I think this is a stunt by Brown Forman to try and get a mass market audience in. But that's what we'll beg to see. We'll see what it's going to taste like and things. But let's go back a bit. Let's go back to 1897 to when this distillery was founded. So 1897, 1898, it was by John Duff and Company. They founded this, and then about 12 years later, distillery closed. I'm not too sure why. I didn't really get too much into that. But you fast forward again to 1965, then Glenlivet come along. They buy the distillery. So you look about 60 years apart. These guys come in, resurrect it, and they start making work and doing everything that they can. Fast forward again nearly another 60 years, so everything seems to happen in the kind of 60 mark. We go to a wonderful year of 2004. 2004 was when Billy Walker, the magician of whiskey cask, whiskey maturation, everything whiskey, takes over. At Glendronach, BenRiach, I think Glenglass as well was part of the portfolio at that time. Got it for an absolutely superb deal. He's an absolute steal of a company. Got it for no one ever thought they would sell Glendronach, and then sure enough they do. So he takes over. He lasted about 12 years or so, then that's when he moves off to his own adventures and starts his own company. So he left behind such a huge impact on casks, on whiskey that we love. Whiskey that was, for instance, their 18-year-old whiskey was a lot older when Billy Walker was there. He was teaspooning in young stuff, but using older stock to make what we loved. So there is certain whiskies there from that portfolio from a certain year. I think anything prior to 2015 everyone wants because it has more or less stamp on it. We move forward to 2016 when Brown Forman come along, the big giants of the drinks industry, Jack Daniels and so forth. £285 million is spent to take over Glendronach and BenRiach. Dr Rachel Barrie comes on board. She's got 28 years in the whiskey industry. She takes over, inherits an absolutely phenomenal Glendronach BenRiach, and now puts her own stamp on it. So we went through the years. It's went through the wash a little bit, open, closed. As I say, it seems to be around the 60 year mark. Something kind of happens, so we need to kind of wait another till 2070, something like that, and we'll see what happens next. But this whiskey here, as I say, it's 10 years old, 3 cask maturation. What I've been able to find out with the 3 cask maturation is the bourbon casks are from Tennessee and Kentucky. What we'll probably look at there is Jack Daniels from the forefront. There'll be a lot of maybe saving money to transfer casks. The virgin oak is from Alabama and Kentucky. So the cooperage that they have there, they get the cask built, virgin oak sent straight over here, then they get to put the new make spirit in it, and then the sherry is from the bodega in Jerez in Spain. So these are the things that we've got. I've still not smelt this whiskey, and I think I'm going to swap this round. But I'm going to give it a smell now. I'm going to get into it. I've got no water to add to this. I feel at 43%. It's not something that I would usually do. But the colour of it is nice. It's got that kind of golden hue, which kind of leads me to believe it's that more bourbon and the virgin oak influence in there. But let's see what we can get. It's light, fruity. Very easy smelling on the nose. Maybe slight bit of waxiness to it, but it's very kind of pear, grape. maybe like melon, kind of your yellow melon notes. There is a kind of soft, like maraschino cherry kind of hit through it as well. It is all these, I would say, sweeter fruits that are hitting me. It's nothing sharp. It's not like a lot of whiskies I'll get with bourbon kind of casks and things. There's a lot of sharp green apple, but it's very soft pear, grape, melon, red cherry. It smells just a little bit waxy as well. It's a nice wee layer to it. It is 43%, so it's not offensive on the nose. I'm not having to come back out the glass and revisit it. It is nice and light. So natural, impaired colour, or whatever they want to call it. Absolutely no peat to this either. Just a nice, simple Speyside. So let's see what this is like in the palate. Slans everyone. It stays very sweet on the palate. It's like a bit of brown sugar in there now, definitely. Tiny nutty note to it, but the sweetness is there. It's that kind of, yeah, brown sugar, I would say. I wouldn't say it's caramelized. It's just a lot of brown sugar. Those sweet fruits still stay there too. It is a very easy drinking dram. Nice and easy. That's a very simple drinking dram. Not offensive, not too difficult to understand. I think it was quite easy to find those flavours and those straight away. So it's one that I would say probably a nice start to someone to try and get involved in whiskey, because it's not offensive. It's sweet enough to the palate. You do know it's got that kind of whiskey tinge to it, but it's not as a sharp hit. Maybe that 43% just brings it down, makes it a little bit lighter. But I enjoy it. I just don't enjoy not knowing if it's natural colour, non-chill filtered. It has everything you want on this, on the bottle as well. Because it's a bourbon, sherry, virgin oak. Gives me some tasting notes to it, which I've just noticed, but there's nothing here to tell me natural colour, non-chill filter. That's been left off it, and I think for the reason that it's a massive talking point. One of the things I think that BenRiach do as well that I was able to try and see was the water sources that they use. They use like 4 times over to give it this really sweet, softer fruit note. It's kind of one of the things that they've done over the years, and I can definitely see that transferring into this glass. But I just can't get past that pear, grape, maybe a little bit of caster sugar at the start now, like icing sugar, melon, maraschino cherries, that kind of, and the syrup. And just a wee waxy note to it as well. I think if I had more ABV, that waxy note could maybe come out a little bit more. But for £40, paid for this, I think it was a good price, decent deal. Could probably pick it up on special, a little bit less at times. But I just love the note. It's one I'm just sitting, smelling and enjoying and enjoying. It's just, there's more to it. It's very easy. And I'll go back in for another wee sip, see what we can get. Yeah, just that the brown sugar sticks about, little kind of nutty note. It's just very well balanced. Virgin oak sometimes can be very overpowering, very sharp, quite intense, but I think maybe the sherry in there has balanced that out. It'd be good to see the kind of makeup of it, the percentages of how much of each has been married together. They've all sat for the same amount of time. and then be married together. It's enjoyable. There's just something I'm just missing. There's something there that I'm trying to find. There's one more wee flavour that I just can't put my finger on. I'll need to sit back and try and figure this one out and take a wee note of it as well, so I remember for next time. But if you like this video, hit that wee like button, hit the subscribe if you've not done so already. All of you already have subscribed, and I keep seeing them just popping up now. It's absolutely amazing. As always, this is what keeps the channel going. It keeps me going. I'm not funded in any way, shape or form. I'm funded by you guys interacting and enjoying the content. So keep it coming. Maybe another video next Friday as always. Maybe something a wee bit different as well. I'm going to go and sit back. As always now, if you watch the channel enough, you know I'm going to go and sit back. I'm going to try and learn a little bit more about this, as it's my first experience with it, and we'll get to know it a little bit better. But as always, I've been Kevin from Kevin Grant on Whisky. Join me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Slash.